You're watching the 2017 Baseball Media Days, and today I'm joined by University of Dallas head coach Joe Myers and senior pitcher Ryan Hammonds. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Coach, I'll start with you. It's still a little early in the semester, but after watching your team during fall practices, what are some of your expectations for this season?
Well, expectations are pretty high from the standpoint that this year was probably the first year that our team has been led more by the players versus a coaches-led squad, and that was something that we've been waiting to happen. And so the expectations now for the season are more player-based than they are coach-based, and anytime that happens, that's where you can see that practices are running smooth, guys are getting after in the weight room and doing stuff on their own. And so our expectations are high because the players are finally starting to expect from themselves to be playing at a higher level and competing, and we feel confident about what we can do, and then it's trying to figure out how to put the pieces of the puzzle together to make sure we have the right nine on the field, and then we roll from there.
Great, well let's talk about your roster. You've only got 10 upperclassmen on the team, so how are those players taking on more of a leadership role?
They took a leadership role in the earlier part of the summer. You know, they came to me and said, "Coach, we want to make sure that we have some leadership." And they were the younger guys that I think for them saw that there was a lack of leadership in the past few years, and so it was to the point where they were almost they couldn't wait to get to their senior year to finally say, "You know what, this is our year, this is our team now." And so it started very early, and they did a lot of the legwork in terms of getting guys amped up for the fall and ready to rock. And so, like I said, it's been that senior class, and they've been a great group ever since they've come through. It's just there was a lack of leadership when they were coming up, and so seeing them kind of take the leadership role and leading the squad, and there's been a whole lot of conversation between that group and the coaching staff, and making sure that we're all on the same page. And it's been fun to watch the guys grow from their freshman year and now be the guys. And I think the best part about that is our younger guys are now starting to see what positive leadership is looking like, and it's not always slaps on the butt and hey, good job. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that they are willing to get in other teammates' face and make sure they confront them when things aren't going right. So it's a perfect blend of leadership that they've showed, where the younger guys are kind of seeing how to go about it. So it's setting a good foundation moving forward, and specifically for the season.
All right, well, on the flip side of that, you have a pretty big group of newcomers. How are those players adjusting to the team, and what are you hoping to see from them this spring?
Yeah, the newcomers, we have 4 transfers that are coming in, so that's going to help us in terms of the newcomer role. It gives us a little more experience with junior college at the junior college level. So we have around 14, 15 guys that are coming in, but there's some upperclassmen guys that came in there. And the younger guys, it all goes back to them kind of coming in and seeing how to go about their business the right way. And so when they have a positive role model in the senior class and junior class, then it's made it for an easier transition, and they've kind of picked up where those seniors make sure that they got them in the right direction. So they've done a great job. There's a lot of just learning the game of baseball that freshman class is going through right now, where they're trying to kind of figure out the more specific details of college baseball versus their high school, and so it's been fun to watch. There's a lot of room to grow for that class, but we're expecting that there's going to be a lot of those guys that are going to contribute in a big way, and so you add that with the older guys, and I think it's a really good blend.
All right, well, I'm going to move over to you now, Ryan. How are you feeling about the upcoming year, and what's the excitement level among the players right now?
I'm feeling great about the upcoming year. Me and the guys have been buzzing about this season since the first day we showed up. Day one we showed up in the fall, and it was like, all right, season's this many days away, this many months away, like let's get after it, because we knew that everybody else in the conference was also getting after it. So it was something from day one where it's been exciting. But this last 15 days or so I mean, the group text has been blowing up. We've been sending out reminders every day. Like, I would say the excitement level is extremely high amongst the guys, which usually at this point, like, you kind of lull after the break, and then you jump right into the baseball. Whereas I feel like our excitement's only been growing and growing and growing to the peak at the point at which we show up on the field, which I think is a much better feel than the years past. I think as far as expectations for the season, I think we're all equally, or as excited as we are. We think we'll do equally as well with the season to come. So, and I think our excitement shows that that we have prepared, because when you don't prepare for a season, you're not necessarily as excited for it. So I feel like all the excitement that we have is all the preparation that we've put in the last 4 or 5 months going into this season. So we're all pretty excited, I would say.
All right, well, now that you're a senior, what's a personal goal that you have for this season?
Personal goal, and I think personal goal for everybody is just to make it to the conference tournament first, and then a conference championship. So playing each game with the thought in mind that it's bigger than just yourself, your own stats. It's about winning. It's about playing good baseball, and it's about getting to the conference tournament, and then hopefully getting a conference championship. So playing each game, knowing that it's adding up to a total win. It's adding up to a conference appearance. It's adding up to a conference championship. So I think that would be my personal goal, is to first get to that conference championship, and then make a good showing, and or get to the conference tournament and then make a good showing, and get to the conference championship and make a good showing there as well. So yeah, I think that about sums up my personal goals.
All right, well, I'll go back over to you, Coach. What are some of the main things that you want your team to focus on during the early practices this season?
I think really the biggest thing is that we had to pick up where we left off in the fall, and out of the 16 practice dates we had, I thought we had a half a practice where we just kind of threw it away, and it was a garbage second half of the practice, and everything else we were very pleased and excited about how everybody's been working. And then when we went on the dead period and saw guys consistently down in the cages and on the field doing work, all that stuff that they're doing, like Hammonds was talking about, the preparation of it, the hope is that over the break they did some work, and that we come out and with only about 2.5 weeks of practice before our first series, that we don't have to spend a lot of time going back through the little details of the game, that we can go into the bigger parts, starting to put everything together and getting after it on the ball field. And so it's the hope is that the guys come back as hungry, as dedicated, as driven as they were in the fall, and we use the excitement of the season, now here, to let us springboard us right into that first series. So that's our biggest hope, and our biggest goal is that day one we can pick up from where we left off in the fall.
All right, well, Ryan, I'll let you answer a similar question. What's one area of your game that you want to improve?
The area of my game I'd like to improve is probably just being a mental horse up on the mound. Not just for myself and not just for my own pitching performance, but to show the younger guys, the younger pitchers, and even the team that a lot of this game is mentality. So if they see a mental powerhouse on top of the mound, I'm hoping that they're going up each AB and they're deciding, hey, I'm going to be a mental powerhouse. I'm going to beat this guy mentally, even if I can't beat him physically. So I want people to see that I'm a real presence on the mound, both on the mound and off the mound, so that guys start thinking in the same way that champions think. So hopefully I can set that good example and be a mental powerhouse both on and off the field, and so all my teammates, they follow suit and become mental powerhouses themselves. I think that would be great. I think that would be a great showing.
All right, well, Coach, I'm going to let you close it out for us. For someone who's never watched this team play, how would you describe your squad?
I would say team-driven would be the phrase that I would use, and I say that because in the past I think it was individually driven University of Dallas baseball teams. And I think for the first year, like I've stated previously, everything that we have tried to incorporate and practice and talk about with the guys and with the senior leadership that we do have, they understand now that their work individually is going to help the team in whole, and so that it's, when you see us play this spring, the hope is that you see a team that is team driven. They're inspired by each other to play, and that it truly, the results of the individual performance doesn't matter, and going for the W's does, and that comes from having a team that's together and working, and they're riding this roller coaster ride of a season together and staying together and doing all those things. So excited about the year and excited about seeing these guys and these upperclassmen guys go out and hopefully go out the right way.
All right, well, thank you guys both for joining me. You've been watching the 2017 Baseball Media Days. Have a great season.
Thanks.
Thank you.